Hey guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and today we're doing another show commentary. Now, this one is gonna be on Riverdale Season 4, Episode 1, titled In Memoriam. I was planning on doing this last night along with filming my Nancy Drew one. If you are watching this now, you have probably watched my Nancy Drew one. Go over to that one. I was like really tired and a little bit agitated with some of the storylines going on, which you'll see whenever. Sorry guys, that's annoying me. Whenever you watch the video. Also, this is also the Luke Perry tribute episode. For those of you who do not know, Luke Perry played Archie's dad in this show, and he sadly passed away in March due to a stroke at the age of, I want to say 62. Please correct me if I'm wrong about that, but it was very emotionally devastating. I remember looking at and going, oh no. No, Luke Perry passed away. I knew Luke Perry from 90210. Oh, and I was all like, hey, I know this guy. He's from 90210. 210. Yeah, okay. Sorry. He died at age 52, not 62. I knew it was like somewhere around there, but that wasn't actually really the point of that, but I felt so sad. I was just all like, oh my god, Luke Perry died to my husband, and my husband was all like, oh no, and it was just like, it was a very emotional day for me personally, because when an actor dies that I actually relatively know, I get very sad about it. And I know this episode is gonna be sad. I'm not sure if they did this in one take like the quarterback from Glee was taken on, because that episode is pretty great. If you guys have not watched Glee Season 5, Episode 3, I believe you should go ahead and watch it, even if you do not know a lot of plot lines to Glee. You don't really need to watch a show to watch this tribute episode. It is very beautifully done. It was just about Corey Monteith, who had died from a drug overdose, and I liked how they handled that on the show too, not really alluding to what the actor had died from, but saying it doesn't matter how he died, it mattered how he lived and whose lives he touched from that. So that was a good episode, and I really hope that this one is up to par with that one, because tribute episodes had to be very well done, or else it is just tasteless, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and watch this episode. Also, if you see me later in the day, that's because I have to go to work soon. So if I can't finish this episode, I will be finishing it off tonight, and I'll also be filming my Legacy Season 2 Episode 1 review on on Friday, because I love Legacies. Legacies is my favorite show on air right now, because, yeah, y'all guessed it, I'm Vampire Diaries trash. I'll follow Julie Blake with whatever she decides to write. I can't remember what else she writes, but I know it's a show that I don't particularly like, so maybe not. But Vampire Diaries universe, yes. Anything else, I'm on the fence about. Also, I'll not be doing a lot of commentary on this. I might pop up here to say the points I'm seeing, like the new plot points, how I think they're doing with the tribute episode. episode. Also, stay tuned because I will be having a full commentary on Insatiable Season 2 because it'll drop on Netflix tomorrow, which is my day off. So, I'll see how far I can get on that one. So without further ado, y'all know the rules of my channel. I don't show any clips. I don't sit. You won't hear any audio because I am very strict on the whole what I do and don't put on my channel because I don't want to get copyright striked. So go ahead, watch the episode for yourself, compile your thoughts about it, and come back to see mine. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so we already have new developments in the beginning of the episode. If I'm talking like this, it's because my mic has been going in and out for the past like 5 minutes, which is very annoying because like it's a webcam, so I'm just like grr. But so the first 5 minutes we figured out that the town had been very quiet after all that had happened that past winter. Like spring slid into summer, and then everything from the farm, it was still there, but they were trying to forget about it, as well as the whole griffins and gargoyles, I want to say it was that thing became like a thing of urban legend, which, you know, it's only been like a couple of months, so it's like, y'all still probably remember it. People died from that. But like the biggest talk of the town is apparently their July 4th get together. So let's see how that works out. This is gonna be a very sad episode, I can already tell, because, you know, it's gonna deal with Archie's dad's death in this episode. But let's go ahead and see if this is gonna be like more of a tame episode because of what it is, or if it's gonna be all over the place. Let's just go ahead and watch. I would like to know what happened to Cheryl's mom. I know she disappeared. I know Betty's dad is dead, and I think Chick is in jail. I think it was Chick's in jail, Betty's dad's dead, and Cheryl's mom has disappeared and they can't find her. So let's see what all happens. Okay, so could I say that usually when it comes to ships, I'm very picky about my ships, but Bughead is like the cutest damn ship on this damn show. I know a lot of people are team Varchi, but I'm not really into the dynamic between Veronica and Archie. I know people are gonna roast me in the comments for that, but I don't know. I was kind of like on the fence of if I liked them or not. I like Veronica and Archie. I just don't think that they're the best couple on this show. Or if anything, they're one of my least favorite couples on this show. And they're one of the main ones. But Betty and Jughead, I think it's just because Lily Reinhart and Cole Sprouse are dating in real life that their chemistry is just so off the charts in this. They're really cute, and I follow both their Instagrams too. But they're a really cute couple in this. I also forgot to mention I'm also caught up on everything that happened in Riverdale. It took me a while, but I'll try to stick with Riverdale this time. Usually I wait until it's on Netflix, but I'll try to stick with it for this season to have something to watch besides Legacies. So let's dive on in and see how this episode is. I just wanted to quickly stop and say how cute that Bughead scene was whenever, like, she is reading his writing and she's being super supportive of it because it reminds me of mine and my husband's relationship because I am a fanfiction writer. I know it's not the same thing, but I love it when my husband supports me on that. So I just think it's like really cute, and I'm glad that we got to see a scene of like, you know, Jughead actually being a writer, because I feel like, yeah, he narrates and yeah, he's always typing away, but it's nice to have him have something down on actual paper for once, and for someone to be reading his material because that's what he wants to do. And I think he's actually really good at it too. But let's go ahead and get on. I feel like I'm gonna make a lot more commentary than I thought I was, but I don't know. Let's go ahead and get on with the video. So already this episode, I'm like past the first part, and I got to the first advertisement. Already this is like a very hard episode. I think this is probably one of the better ones that Riverdale has done. So, okay. So, first off, I want to talk about how Cheryl got mad. Mad because she figured out that the town was still sponsoring the 4th of July parade, or just the 4th of July town thing in general. And for Cheryl, the 4th of July is always something that's gonna hit her hard because that's when her brother Jason died. I also wanted to point out Cheryl's grief in this episode because I feel like it's something that needs to be addressed when it comes to Jason. I like how, you know, they're showing that grief just doesn't go away. As the years pass, you still feel a lot, and Cheryl still feels the very severe loss of her brother because her brother was one of the very few people in her life who actually loved and cared about her. And I like how they're stating that you could still be grieving even after years pass. I feel like, you know, I do see the point of the others going like, well, your brother died years ago, why are you still on this whole 4th of July thing and other stuff? But I also see Cheryl's point that it's like a day of tragedy in Riverdale, but there is a way that you could like make the 4th of July a memoriam, and I think they're gonna do that I really hope they do that for Archie's dad and Jason, because I think in the preview I saw Cheryl crying. I think it was for Fred Andrews, but I think it was also for her brother. Also, Cheryl is still talking to her dead brother Jason's corpse, because in a way it's kind of like having him there. And I know that a lot of people think it's really fucked up to just be talking to a corpse. I think it was really fucked up that the farm dug up her dead brother's corpse and like was like, here you go talk to your dead brother. And it was just like, that was fucked up. I never really liked the farm to begin with, minus Chad Michael Murray. Also, has Betty just like given up on the fact that her mom is with the farm and they're nowhere in sight? I think it's all like, oh, let's just be normal teenagers for once. But I'm pretty sure we'll get to all the craziness after episode 1 happens. Also, I think with Archie, I think, let's get to the actual thing I wanted to talk about, which was how they handled Archie's dad death. So, the gang is all in Pops like they usually are, chatting about the summer and camping and how this is like their last real summer before their senior year, and then next summer won't be the same because they'll all be off going to college, which should be fascinating to see how Riverdale handles the kids going to college. I wonder. how they're gonna deal with that, but Archie gets a phone call that his dad has died. We get a scene with FP and Archie's mom where FP is explaining what had happened to Fred Andrews. So in the story, Fred Andrews came upon a pedestrian whose car was stalling on the road, and like the stand-up guy that Fred Andrews is, he goes out to help the person, and while they are doing that, a car, or I'm guessing it was either a drunk driver or someone with a vendetta against Fred Andrews, the car swerves and he hits Fred Andrews, therefore instantly killing him, and upon that we figure out that the person driving the car who had hit Fred Andrews, it was a hit and run, so we do not know who killed Fred Andrews, which will probably be a mystery aspect in season 4. I don't really think I really particularly like that's the mystery of season 4. Season 4, and I know they're gonna try to tie that into the show somehow, but at the same time, I really hope that's like a side plot and it's not the whole plot of season 4, because I wouldn't say it's distasteful to Luke Perry's memory, but at the same time, I don't think you should revolve a season around why a character died and make it your new mystery. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe if they do it tastefully to where it closes up his storyline in a good way without actually tying it into any of the characters so Archie could like have a vendetta against them, then I think that's fine. But if they're doing it just for a season conversation starter, then I'm just like, that's very not great in my case. Also, I really like when they're sitting around just talking about how Archie's dad was like amazing to them. All the kids were just sitting around in a circle discussing what Fred did for them, and the parts where I was about to lose it on Jughead's part, because Fred was like a second dad to him when his dad wasn't being a dad, and his dad got his act together mostly because of Fred also, so that was very sad. Also, I almost cried whenever Archie was discussing everything that his dad did for him, because it's his dad, and I'm very close with my parents, and that really gets to me too. Like, oh, it was just like so heartfelt and emotional. And then Archie has like this weird dream where his deceased grandfather's all like, he's not here, you have to bring him home. So now Archie is on the road to getting his dad's body from where it is, because they will not be able to transport his dad's body until the 6th of July because of the holiday, and it just really shows that, no, just because of a holiday, everything stops operating, well, except hospitals and police stations and firehouses, because those have to stay open 24/7, but everything else is pretty much closed for that day. And maybe in this episode, Archie will get, like, Cheryl's pain about the July 4th thing, because they also, Archie and Cheryl have something in common. They both lost loved ones around this time, so hopefully we could check in on Cheryl on this day, because, yeah, Yeah, her brother died, what was it, like 3 years ago in the show? 2 or 3 years ago. And 2 or 3 years is not, like, enough time to process grief properly, at least I think. I think so, it takes years to process grief, and that's one. If I had to pick, like, one thing that irked me the most about the main group was the fact that they're not seeing that this is a day that really hurt Cheryl because her brother died, and just to be like, well, no one said you had to come was just like, okay, did we forget that her brother was shot point blank in the head? In the head by her dad, who immediately killed himself when people figured out. And did we forget that her mom was just like an asshole to her and no one loved her besides her nana? Are we forgetting that Cheryl has had a fucked up couple of seasons? I'm just like, I'm really worried for Cheryl too because of her mental health decline and people not really noticing that. That especially Archie, Veronica, and Betty and Jughead, because, you know, she was suicidal back in season 1, and then season 2, it's like, nothing happened. So I really hope that we have an interaction with Cheryl on this, because, I feel like her and Archie could really talk about processing grief in different ways. I really hope we have a conversation about that because, Betty too could have a conversation about grief because her dad did die last season. So I feel like if if Archie wants to talk to someone about it, he could talk to Betty, he could talk to Cheryl. I feel like this would be a great episode to discuss the past death and the grief that people feel. So let's go ahead and get on with the episode because I've been rambling for about 12 minutes. So let's continue. Okay, so they traveled all the way to Cherry Hill, I believe, was the town name, to get Archie's dad, and then they had a little bit of problems with the funeral home director because obviously if you're under the age of 18, you can not get, like, they cannot release a body to you, and then his mom did some lawyer stuff because she's a lawyer and got the body released. Archie wanted to see his dad, but then changed his mind because he would be probably overcome with grief at that point, so he asked Veronica and Betty to go in his place instead, and they have confirmed that it is Fred Andrews' body because we knew that that wouldn't be a twist because we already know that the actor in real life has passed away. So Archie wanted to know about the crash site and where it was, so it's looking more and more that Archie's dad's death is gonna be a partial mystery of season 4, but like I said, if it is one of the mysteries of season 4, I hope it is not the main one. I hope we spend maybe about how long is Riverdale? Like 22 episodes. I feel like an appropriate amount of episodes on this mystery needs to be like 8 to 9, but there are other mysteries that we need to solve in this season as well. We need to solve who hit Fred Andrews and ran, who did that. We need to figure out what happened with the farm and where they went because Betty's mom is still there. And we gotta figure out what's gonna happen because season 3 laid out a lot of different plot lines that we could follow. So this is gonna be probably one of the mysteries of season 4, which, I'm somewhat okay with. But I said okay with like 3 times. Sorry, I'm compiling my thoughts. But I really hope they do it in a tasteful way wait for the actor. I'm gonna watch a couple more minutes. You guys probably won't see me until later on tonight because I have to go to work soon. Actually, I should probably get ready for work. So I'm gonna stop watching Riverdale for now. I'm gonna watch the rest probably at lunchtime so I could like compile my thoughts together on this specific one. And I don't know, would it be a watch along if I did it at lunch? So this is like a partial commentary, and you'll probably see me later on tonight doing more commentary, but for right now I'm stopping my commentary so I could go to my job, which will probably be hectic. Actually, I'll probably not watch Riverdale whenever I'm at work. Because I don't need like the tears to fall out in front of my coworkers, and they try to go like, "Hey Sarah, what's wrong?" And it's so like, "Oh, I'm watching Riverdale. No worries, so I'll be fine." But I don't know. No, we shall see. See what happens. What happens through the season. I'm just like, so far I like this tribute episode. It's a very real tribute episode. Still, let's get on with the video. I'll be stopping for today, but like we'll see the transition in the next couple of minutes. So I will see you guys tonight for more Riverdale commentary. Alright, so just got back into Riverdale. That's why it's nighttime here now. I just got off work, and Cheryl is talking to like Archie's mom, Mrs. Andrews, and she said whenever her brother Jason died, all she felt was darkness and despair, and she never wants her or Archie to feel that way. So with her blessing, she would like to do something for Archie and her to help out with the deaf and stuff. And I'm just like, that makes me want to cry too, because like you could feel so much emotion in Cheryl's voice. You could feel that she's still struggling with the death of her brother in her own way, and it's just they need to have more Cheryl this season. Like, she's been on the back burner so much lately. She just needs to come forward with, like, the original four, because, you know, she is one of them too, so, like, more Cheryl, please. Don't just leave her story in the dust like you have the past couple of seasons. She was very important in Season 1. Season 2, we kind of lost her. Season 3, we kind of got her back somewhat. But there needs to be more Cheryl in Season 4. Just, please, more Cheryl. Please. So, like, I just legit just cried tears. Just a status update. I know you can't, like, see the tears in my eyes, but, like, one thing that I thought was really well done about this part of the episode is the fact that the pedestrian who Fred Andrews pushed out of the way so she wouldn't get hit by the car came to hit the crash site where it happened, and she was talking about how Fred saved her, and how whenever they were talking, they were just talking about Archie and how he was excited to get home to him. And then she said she just froze, and he shoved her out of the way and got hit himself. And then they started like, y'all know me, I don't go to church rarely, and other stuff. I do believe in God, but this is not a religious channel, and I'm not gonna go into that now. But she says a prayer for Fred, and it's just like, even if, like, you don't believe in God or things like that, I like how she, like, asked if it was all right before she did it, and it was just beautiful. It was like a moment of connection, and like, ooh, the ending of this episode is probably gonna kill me. Kill me, because this isn't just like them doing this just for a character. They're also doing this for an actor as well, an actor that they've worked with for like 3 to 4 years. I'm actually wondering if the woman that just debuted is one of his former co-stars. Also, I have to look up if she's like a special guest star and if she was on 90210. Oh, I'm not 100% sure. Was that woman down below a part of the original cast that Luke Perry was in? Because that would have been a good way to incorporate his former co-stars in with his memorial episode. So I would have, if they did that, I really appreciate that. And even if it was just like some random actor saying some pretty beautiful things, the emotion was there and it was so raw. So let's get on to this. And I'm just gonna like crush my heart like more and more because Legacy is on after this one. I might have to wait a little bit for Legacies, but I'll just edit while I'm waiting for Legacies. So let's get on with the video. Whew, that was a tough one. It was especially hard to do so after hearing Cheryl's stuff, so I just wanted to speak my piece on that. Let's get on with it. Okay, so I'm on the next commercial break now, and Archie is not experimenting, experiencing the anger stage of grief right now, because, you know, there's like 5 stages of grief, and anger is one of the biggest ones. You could get angry at God, you could get angry at the deceased, you could get angry at anyone trying to experience condolences at you. Anger is just a thing that happens. Everyone goes through it when they're going through stages of grief. So we experience like Archie experiencing anger while they're at like a diner in Cherry Creek or Cherry Hill, wherever they're at right now, and he's saying this woman was a total stranger, why would my dad help her? It doesn't seem to make sense, and they're just trying to get him to see, well, that's who your dad was. He was a hero, and he died a hero, and he's all like, why do you have to be a hero that specific moment? Why couldn't he just keep driving like everyone else? And, you know, it happens, and, like, sooner or later he'll get, like, a little bit pissed at the fact that he said that about his dad. But right now, anger is a very realistic and raw portrayal of grief. It's a stage that everyone goes through. I have been through it myself. Getting angry after someone dies is logical. It might seem irrational, but it's something we all go through. Also, FP told Archie that they found the guy who killed his dad. He got released on bail, and of course Archie, being like the vigilante that he is like, no, he should be rotting in a jail cell. And of course, I feel like, you know, this would have been something that FP should have told Archie's mother about before her son. That way, you know, he could go through all this grief and other stuff, process it. Like, no matter how much Riverdale deals with adult situations and problems, problems. They also gotta realize that Archie is also a teenager, and releasing this information to him may affect his psyche. Not even may, will probably affect his psyche more than he understands. We've seen this with him, like, trying to find the guy's name in the phone book and ripping out the page because, like, he wants to find that guy and he wants to get justice because he wants him to feel sorry for killing his dad. And FP has expressed that he does feel grief about it. So, let's go ahead and let's see what happens going forward. So, I just got on my next commercial break for Riverdale. Apparently the guy who FP found out, like, killed Archie's dad, it turns out he didn't really kill his dad, and I thought, oh no, there's gonna be more of the mystery, but mystery solved on who killed his dad. It turns out that this guy who had confessed to murdering Fred on the hit and run was not telling the truth. He was actually lying to protect his son, who has got to be like 13, maybe 14 years old. Years old. He wasn't supposed to have the car. He didn't even have his license yet. He took the car out and he hit Fred, and he was terrified, because he didn't have a license, so he drove off, and his dad was just trying to protect him, and yeah, it's just like one of those situations where Archie got pissed at himself because this guy's father was just trying to protect his son, which was something that his father would have done, and then Archie claims, I am such a bad son, all I've ever done is lie to my dad and make him ashamed of me. And then Veronica, I like the scene where Betty and Jughead just leave Veronica to talk to Archie and go, no, you're not a bad son. Whenever your dad looked at you, you could see pride in his eyes, and it was just so beautifully done. And then now they're gonna go take Fred home, and we're probably gonna see the memorial, and all my emotions are gonna be all over the place, so let's finish this episode. Okay, guys, I like totally lost it at, like, they were bringing him home, and I'm still trying to compose myself because it was just, God. Oh, God. Let me wipe away these tears because I don't really cry a lot in TV shows and movies, but this is about a real life person who has passed away, so it hurts a little bit more. It hits deep, so like when we come back, we figure out that FP is waiting for them to get there so they could give him the police escort. And the part where I lost it is they were going through the town and they had all these signs of in memorial for his father and how much they loved and cared about him, and it was just all the citizens of Riverdale, and oh god, it was just like, that was probably one of the most beautiful parts of this episode. That just crushed me. And then, like, oh This one's hard to get through, guys. Guys, this one has me in literal tears. Tears, it's just... oh my god. God, that was done so beautifully, and I can't even begin to express. There was no words for how that moment felt. I felt so grateful that Cheryl and the citizens of Riverdale had pulled together to do that for someone who was always there for them, no matter what. And then we go to the funeral, and it hurts twice as much, because not only is like everyone breaking down, but you could just see like the emotion, especially with Cheryl, because she does get how this feels. She has had lost a sibling around the same time as Archie had lost his dad, and I really hope that she gets to talk to him this episode as well, and I hope they have a somewhat conversation. I still got, I think, maybe 10 to 15 minutes left of this episode. It was just like, I never thought a show like Riverdale could make me cry, but Fred was like one of my favorite characters, and it just makes me so sad that we'll never get to see him again. It's just, I think I need a minute, but I'll finish up this episode and tell you guys what I think, because it's just such a beautifully done episode. Probably one of the best episodes of Riverdale I've seen so far. And not many things could get me into tears, but this one can. If something that CW does well is displaying grief, like all the moments that deal with grief in the CW are very beautiful and raw and real. So that's like one thing that the CW does right. But let's go ahead and finish this episode, guys. It's emotionally killing me, and I still have legacies to do tonight. I'm gonna be bawling all night. Yeah, but you know, getting your emotions out is good. It's good. Am I the only one in actual literal tears here? It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Okay, guys. I just finished. Sorry. Giving me a minute to compile myself, because that was such a beautiful tribute episode. I haven't cried this much ever since, like I said, Glee's tribute to Corey Monteith in The Quarterback. That was also beautifully done, but this one emotionally killed me, especially the ending. I'm confused about the Veronica's dad situation, because we figured out that Veronica's dad paid for Fred's funeral in full when Veronica wanted to do it, so maybe we'll get there. It doesn't really matter what the why in it, but we still got a lot, and then like we got a shot of Betty visiting her dad's gravestone, which of course has been vandalized because of all the Black Hood stuff. Black Hood stuff, and then like she fixes like some of it, because like no matter how much she like hated for her father for the bad things he did, he was still her dad and she still lost him a while back, and it still hurt her whenever he died. He died, and oh, baby girl. Girl, she's like having one of her moments whenever she's doing her little zoomies around the room. And what emotionally killed me is like, you know, the mom going through the pictures, and then it's like, hey, we're ready. We're ready, and then they like shot off the fireworks for him because Archie was going back to like the memory of him and his dad doing the fireworks and other things like that. But I think the scene that really gut punched me, that really made me break down and cry, was the fact that, one moment, kitty, come here, baby, come here, come on. Okay, so what really emotionally killed me was like the moment that Archie said he needed a minute alone. And then I was like wondering all episode if they were gonna show the jalopy that him and his dad had fixed up together for him. And lo and behold, they were saving that for like the ending of the episode. And then Archie just breaks down and cries. And cries because he was remembering one of the last moments that he had with his dad. His dad to like fixing the jalopy, and when the last good moment they had, and that emotionally killed me too. But what really killed me was Archie finally breaking down after all this has happened and crying, and then it just like fades to black and shows a picture of Fred and Archie. And then what really killed me was the in memoriam to Luke Perry, and it was just, this episode was so beautifully done. I cannot express how good this episode was, and I really hope that season 4 follows suit, because I feel like Riverdale has gone so far off the rails lately, and this episode proves that they could do a really great episode. I really hope that we explore more thoughts and feelings of grief and acceptance in the next oncoming episodes, because this is just like an emotional roller coaster ride, and it made me feel a lot of things. But I think this was a beautifully done tribute, and I want to end this video off by saying that if you have recently lost a loved one, or if you are still struggling with the loss of a loved one, please don't think that your feelings or emotions are at all irrelevant in any way. Anyway, talk to your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your friends, or aunts or uncles, your cousins. Talk to a total stranger if you have to. don't bottle all these thoughts and emotions in, especially when it comes to grief. Because I have been there, I have done that, I have been through a lot of my relatives passing away, and I will say that grief never really goes away. It just, you just learn how to live with it, and that is the sad truth. You learn how to accept it and go on with life. But nothing could fill that hole in your heart where they used to be. And I can't wait until Riverdale portrays more of that. I really hope they stick with the themes of grief this season, because I really hope it's not just a one episode and done situation, because Archie loves his dad more than he loves anyone else in this world, and I really want them to explore that this season. I really want them to explore the shared grief between Betty and Archie, and even Cheryl over losing their dads, because that's not something that a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people don't get it, but I also can't get it, because my dad is still in the picture, and I think unless you have shared in the grievance of losing one of your parents, well, actually, I wouldn't even say it's a different type of grief. Altogether. Grief is just so strong and so powerful, but I want to end it like, no matter what you are grieving, it's okay to be upset, it's okay to be angry at the world, it's okay to cry in front of others, and it's okay to get emotional no matter who you are. So just be real, and if you are struggling in any way, shape, or form, please seek out help, because keeping it in is not good for you or your mental state. And mine, just let it out, and then whatever happens. It's okay not to be okay, and I want everyone in here to remember that. So there you guys have it. That was my reaction to Riverdale Season 4, Episode 1. What do you guys think of the episode? Do you think it was beautifully done? Do you think they could have done something more? I think this tribute was excellent. I couldn't picture it any other way than how they did it. So I will see you guys for my next video. It will be either Legacies or Insatiable that I post next. And I really hope Legacies doesn't kill me, because I'm already high off of my emotions and grief for this episode, and Legacies will probably be a hard pill to swallow after where they left us off in Season 1. So wish me luck, because I am emotionally dying over here. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!